Alright guys, it is officially here. BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering version 9 is officially here. You've seen me use this a lot, but we kept it behind closed doors on our site oneclickmastering.com. It was the engine behind that website. This is our latest model. This is our most powerful model. And now we have a download manager to help you guys control all the licensing and different things to manage your plugin. So this is super easy to use. Basically just download it at busyworksbeats.com. And then once you log in, you can see all the stuff that we have. We're going to add more sound packs over time. Just go to the plugins tab. You guys can even try the free trial for the BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering 9. So we have a new free trial. We have multiple payment options, whether you do one-time payment, which is a lot cheaper. You could do the 10 payments, or guys can do a monthly option if you just want to use it for a certain project or two, or however many projects you guys have. So we now have that system built. Again, go to busyworksbeats.com. And you guys will find that. Now, if you want this plugin specifically, go to busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. So without further ado, what we're going to do in this video is show you guys how this actually sounds. And we're going to apply it to different hip hop tracks for today. So the main thing, just to not make this video 1,000 years long, really you could go anywhere in your song. We're going to hit where it says auto master. So we came up with the term one click mastering. It just clicked in my head one time I was in the shower. So just click here. And we're going to let the program set the headroom for us and set their decision for the macros based on what the song is doing. So let's do it before and after. Here's before. Now this is just off of the one click. Now, if you want to take your masters up a notch, I recommend these settings, and I have baked it into a preset for you guys so you don't have to keep doing this every time. Go to the width tab. We're going to turn on what's called mono compatibility. I like mine at 30. It's just a sweet spot for this plugin. And we're going to add a little dimension here. This is going to create a bigger sound here. Let's turn this to 10. And what else do I like setting? So the shape, in this case, I'm going to turn it up to 10 under the British console mode. We're also going to go to the loud tab, actually not the loud tab, sorry, the excite tab, and we're going to go to the transformer, turn this up to 3. This is just my favorite settings, and I've saved this as a preset called Mastering 2026. So let's A-B it. Here's before. As you guys can hear, it takes that sheet off of your music that makes it sound like it's super small, and it just gives it that analog aliveness that takes it out of your speakers and makes you feel the song. That's the magic of the BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering 9. This thing was crafted over so many iterations. You guys saw from iteration number 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. It just kept evolving because I was learning so much about the process behind the scenes, and we're still evolving the sound. So I don't think we're just done at version 9. But the main point I'm trying to make here is that it's all about the feeling of the song and the bigness of it. Let's switch it to the preset called Mastering 2026. Now it's going to be a little bit louder because it has a different input volume. So you can push these limiters hard, okay? So we have multiple stage of limiters here. I'll just go through the tabs real quick for those who have never seen my plugin before. The main tab is really where you want to live on this plugin. You don't want to overthink this plugin. If you start overthinking, you're doing my job, which is to think about how everything works together. I'm not telling you guys what to do, but it's not an overthink type of plugin. So go to where it says master. For people who just want a quick master or just get straight to it, hit auto master. For everybody else, you guys can mess with these 7 knobs down here at the bottom. These control different things about the song. So bass is the bass, the low end, and it doesn't just add bass, it reshapes your bass. Okay, if you guys have bass in your track. The loud knob does just that, makes stuff loud. The wide knob makes stuff wide. The punch knob adds dynamic to your track. The mid focus is if you guys have like vocals that are buried underneath the beat. Try the mid focus. This is also good for melodic instruments that kind of live in that area to stand out more. The turbo, it adds dimensionality, a depth to your song. So it depends on the song, but you guys can turn these knobs and use your ear. Now the clean knob was specifically built for AI music initially because it was so harsh. And I was like, we need a way to clean up this harshness. Now this plugin is not going to just clean up a garbage recording. Okay, so if your track sounds like you recorded outside next to a train, this is not the plugin to just clean up noise and do a bunch of stuff. The plugin's job is to clean harshness and make your track sound even better. We're going to take the sheet off of the earphones. So that's what the clean knob is for. All right, so let's work on a different song just to show you guys this thing works like a beast. So let's go here. We're going to go back to our initialized state, which is nothing. Let's go all the way back. So get this, multiple ways to go about the plugin. We can click auto master. We can go through these 7 knobs here. Let's just do auto master just so we can hear what it does. Now it's a little loud for my ear. Now you guys got to remember, loudness is cool, but some genres just don't need to be extra loud. This one in particular just doesn't need to be as loud as we have it. You guys can change your loudness targets. Okay, so we have different loudnesses and different styles back here. Most people don't need to touch the target here. The main thing is we could just turn down the input. As we make it louder, that crash starts to pull out. Here's a common thing I find with a lot of people's songs during the mastering is they'll produce a song that sounds really dark because they just turn down the things they didn't mix. So they'll turn down the high, they'll turn down the cymbal. And when those things get turned back up, it's harsh because they never mixed those sounds to not be harsh. Okay, and tame those sounds. So what we're gonna use is the clean knob here to tame some of that cymbal. So here's before. Here's after. Now this song is very rhythmic, very truncated. So we're going to turn up what's called the punch. This is the dynamic of the track. This is what pulls people into the track. Also, I think we could use a little more dimensionality. So think of punch as like the transient focus of the sound. Think of turbo as the sustained focus for those who are more advanced. You can play off these, you can use them both at the same time, but I recommend to lean one way or another most times. Let's just see what turbo does for this track. And now it's like we're falling into the song. So here's before. We can experiment with the wide knob. I'm not going to tell you guys how to set the plugin because it really is dependent on the song. But I've listened to so many genres in this plugin that I could tell you guys the way the settings are how they should be most of the time. So let's turn up the wide knob just to see what it does for this track. I kind of actually like this type of width. Now again, it will change the intent of the song sometimes depending on how wide your song already is, but pushing it this far didn't make it seem like it's falling apart. It actually added a new dimension to the song. Here's before. Here's after. Now Now let's use that width module to turn the mono compatibility on. Now we can widen it with the safety of that mono. Now I'm going to go into the settings and add my favorite. Add a little dimension in here. Now, some things you can't add from the macros simply because they're taste based. Maybe one day I will add these into the macros. I'm not sure I want to, however, because it just depends on the song. So my favorite things to focus on are the dimension. I keep that on 10. That's my favorite setting for this plugin. The transformer mode is just my favorite for hip hop. Shape mode has the British console somewhere around 10. You can really go up to 30. It just depends on the song. And for the width area, I just keep that mono compatibility at 30. Usually. So here's before. It just brings the song to life. It's almost like the song was a zombie and we just zapped it to life. So again, you guys can go to busyworksbeats.com and you guys will find that you can download what's called the download manager. From our site. We have now free trials. You guys can go to your free trial. You can also get on a payment plan for those who just want to spread out payments. It is more on the payment plan, so I'm being transparent with you guys because that is our insurance against the risk of you paying over time. And then we have the one-time fee, which is the most value, okay, for the price. And then I believe we even have subscriptions for those who just want to tap into the plugin every now and again. They don't want to necessarily own it. They just want to tap in when they need it and whatever months, or if you're making content, something like that. Okay. So just go to busyworksbeats.com, download the download manager. We now offer free trials. It's a 7-day free trial and it requires a credit card so that we avoid people spamming us and using bots and all types of stuff to get around. Trust me, guys, as a plugin developer, I realized there's so many shenanigans that people do, but it is what it is. All right, now let's move to the next track. All right, so I'm going to leave the same settings just to see what it sounds like on this track. Now this is already pushed too heavily, so the only thing I want to change is the input volume. So here's before.
Just to get by. The homie saw the 8 ball. Just to get by. So tell me what you waiting for. Just to get by. When you maxed out the credit, already hit the limit and you can't keep spending. Just to get by. 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 When you can't stop spinning and the world stops spinning and your girl stops grinning. Just to get by. When your friends keep calling but you really ain't ballin', so you just wanna call it. Just to get by. When parlays ain't hitting and your stocks keep dipping but you smile like you winning. Just to get by. When they hate new religion, cheers to the new beginning and celebrate your ending. Just to get by. 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 Just to.
So the clean knob is not just about controlling sibilants. When you control the sibilants, you can actually push more aggressively into the plugin. So now we have a little more volume. We can
get by. The homies
crank the input up.
Get by. Your credit already hit the limit and you can't keep spending. Just to get by. 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 When you can't stop spinning and the world stops spinning and your girl stops grinning. Just to get by. When your friends keep calling but you really ain't ballin', so you just wanna call it. Just to get by. When parlays ain't hitting and your stocks keep dipping but you smile like you winning. Just to get by. When they hate new religion, cheers to the.
Now let's see what the Auto Master would do for this track.
Your credit already hit the limit and you can't keep spending. Just to get by, just to get by, just to get by, just to get by, just to get by. When you can't stop spinning and the world stops spinning and your girl stops grinning. Just to get by. When your friends keep calling but you really ain't balling, so you.
Alright, so I like the Auto Master a little bit better. It was a little more even, especially it toned down the turbo. I had my turbo up higher. It got rid of the dynamics, but we can always add these back as well.
Your credit already hit the limit and you stop spinning and the world stops spinning and your girl stops grinning. Just to get by. When your friends keep calling but you really ain't balling, so you just wanna call it. Just to get by. When parlays ain't hitting.
This song was already super aggressive.
Stop spinning and the world stops spinning and your girl stops grinning. Just to get by. When your friends keep calling but you really ain't balling.
Personally, I would just pull it back in loudness. It's a, the loudness target is a lot higher than that. But for that track, I feel like it can breathe a little bit more, not as loud. Anyway, here's the next track here. So let's go back to initialize. And we're going to use the 7 knobs here to show you guys. Now, again, some people say, oh, this is for beginners, these 7 knobs. But you guys got to realize, like, some of the best equipment in all of music production history has literally 2 knobs. The LA2A has 2 knobs on it. So this has 7 main knobs that control a lot of stuff in between. Let's get that bass. Feel that bass knocking. Here's before. Here's after. Now that kick is like slamming through. Just widen it out. Is that the mono compatibility? Is that a little dimension here? Let me loop this hook. And really, I like this tone, but we could push it more aggressively if we wanted to. Now this song has a transient already pronounced, so we don't need to keep pushing the dynamics more. Personally, it just needs more of that in between. That's where the turbo comes in. And from this point, I'm going to crank the loud knob to see how loud we can get it, but I like it loud. I like it wherever it is now. Let's see how loud we can push. Now we don't have to use the loud knob. We can use the input and output. These are 2 different signal flows, so we're going to turn the output up. Actually, let me show you guys a different way. If you go to where it says loud, turn on the loudness ladder. These are different pathways in the signal path of turning up. So we're going to go from the cleanest path to the more aggressive path. That's it. Baby, ain't another one like me. I pull up with 300 and I stretch out your white. The rock star, baby, get the drum beside me. I'm a rock star, baby, ain't another one like me. Sales cheese salsa, baby, ain't another one like me. I pull up with. Now, if we wanted more cleaning up on the side, we can go to the width and turn up clarity. Salsa, baby, ain't another one like me. I pull up with 300 and I stretch out your white. The rock star, baby, get the drum. Here's before. Rockstar, baby, ain't another one like me. Sales cheese salsa, baby, ain't another one like me. I pull up with 300 and I stretch out your whites. The rockstar, baby, keep the drum beside me. I'm a rockstar, baby, ain't another one like me. So we're keeping the the master, what's the word I'm looking for? Sounding authentic to the genre. So we're not just slamming it just because we can. It sounds like that is the genre. So that is part of this tool that is so flexible. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's initialize the plugin. Now, a lot of the songs that you guys are going to master are too loud. So this plugin has a sweet spot. So that's why I recommend you guys click Auto Master, because it will set the headroom for you, meaning it will turn down the input for you guys so that you're not going into the compressors too aggressively or the different saturation stages. So let's do that first and have it set what's called the headroom. And now we can, here's before. And now how it like jumps out the speakers. It's like we're stepping into the song. Here's before. After. The song doesn't need much, but let's mess with the turbo. And the punch. Let's try the mono compatibility. Now, every song does not need mono compatibility. It just adds a little bit of a, I'll say, a perceived glue for the middle. That's what I'll say. So because we've added dimension, we can pull back what's called the width. So here's before. Here's after. So again, we're bringing life to these tracks. Here's another one where we have vocals on it. Let's go to the beginning and let's initialize the plugin. I'm going to go through presets to show you guys how different mastering.
The marathon continues.
Change the sound here. The only thing I'd caution you guys about with the presets is you still have to monitor the input volume. As you guys can hear, this record is loud going in. So if I just turn the mastering on 2026 without checking the input volume, it's just gonna be too aggressive. So that's why I recommend, and I keep telling people to click the auto master button, because it will do the leveling and the analysis of the record for you going into the chain, so that you guys don't have to figure this out. Anyway, so let's just put it on this preset here.
The marathon continues.
It's gonna be overly loud because again, we need to level into it.
The marathon continues.
Here's before. Here's after.
Yup. Yup, yup.
This is one of those presets where it's like, if this doesn't work on your song, then you might need to revisit the song. So it's one of those presets. That's why it's number one in this list. Again, the only error I can see people doing is not adjusting the input volume. That's why, again, I built the plugin so that you guys can't mess up. Even if you're not a pro at music production, just click this button. Okay, it does a lot of stuff for you guys. And you can still tweak all these different modules that we have here.
The marathon continues.
Here's after. So let's say it's too bright, we can pull up the clean knob, get rid of some of that.
Yup, yup.
A sibilance.
In fact, hard work, dedication, don't mean nothing with no legislation. I had patience, had patience, started waiting. All I needed was my confirmation. Reputation, started waiting. Now nigga blue like detonation. Look, all you need in this world is your money, baby girl, and your reputation. Look.
Like you fall into the beat, like you literally just get entranced by the beat when it has all those elements standing out. Next, let's play this West Coast track. Now for this one, I'm going to let the Auto Master set the headroom. So when you turn on the auto master, it listens for that specific part of the song. I forgot there's like a huge bass that comes in. So let's listen to it where the bass comes in and then run the auto master feature.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog.
Turn up the clean parameter.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog.
Now this one needs a little bit more work, mainly because when we recorded it, it's part of the production. Okay, so let's make it mono compatible.
Got the dog.
It's very muddy vocals. I could have recorded those better. All right, and let's see here on the, where is it at here?
Got the.
So on the width, we're gonna turn up what's called clarity.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. 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 Got the dog in there. Got the dog.
So part of this is it needs a low end of the vocal on the sides because that's where the vocal take was, but the bass is also on the side. So that's one of those things where it's a production thing that needs to be fixed. But let's see. Also, we have a high pass filter here.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog.
So I'm trying to figure out the problem area for this mix. It's somewhere around 150 where the fundamental of the vocals are.
Got the dog in there.
That's where all the energy is. Stacking.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog.
So what we could do is shift the focus to the mid focus so the listener is not focused so much on that low end.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there.
We're going to pull back the input so that we're not slamming the saturation.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog.
So here's before.
Got the dog in there.
It's loud, but it's dark and it's muddy.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog.
Here's after.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there.
Here's before. And I'm pretty sure we already mixed and mastered this before, so we're kind of remastering this song. Here's before.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog.
So I'm gonna pull back the clean knob to reveal more detail, but it's at the cost of potential sibilance.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog.
Here's before.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the.
So we have other mechanisms like in the dynamic section. If you guys want to control the bass, you could turn up the low end control. We could also turn off the limiters. I'm curious what this will sound like for this track to turn off the limiters. I think we have our clipper on. Yeah, we have a clipper on.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog in there.
It's definitely more dynamic, but the thing is now I'm not sure we're peaking at 0. So as you guys can see, we're going above 0. Actually, that might be okay, yeah, this is the current track, so we're going above 0 here, but that's what the limiters are for.
Got the dog in there. Got the dog. Got the dog.
Let's try one limiter. So I recommend you guys, if you are anti-limiter, which some genres are depending, try just one limiter just to make sure it doesn't go above 0.
Got
We don't need true peak all the time.
Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me. Got the.
So I'm just gonna turn the limiters on and off to see if it really makes that big of a difference.
Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me. Got the dog.
This is one of those tough songs where it has so much energy in it. And again, I think it was already mixed and mastered.
Got the dog.
Let's just leave the limiters on though. And just showing you guys a little nuances. Now we can go to the dynamics area and mess with the low end control.
Got the dog in me. Got the dog.
To try to clean up some of that chaos that's in the low end of the production.
Got the dog in me. Got the dog.
This one you got to be careful because it stabilizes the lows, but if you stabilize the lows too much, it doesn't have that bounce.
Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog.
And it depends if your song is upward dynamic or left to right dynamic. This song is more of a left to right dynamic, so we can get away with turning down, or turning up, I should say, the low end control.
Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me. Got the dog.
So here's before. Here's before.
Got the dog in me. Got the dog.
Here's
Got
after.
the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me. Got the dog. Got the dog in me.
Personally, I like it with just, even though there is some low mid chaos, I like the dynamic with, so basically I'm saying it's not worth cleaning up the low mid chaos with at the cost of dynamic. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so this track, we can go on forever, but that's the reason I made these 7 knobs, is so you guys don't have to keep tweaking all these little minute things. Okay, so that track was already mixed and mastered, so that explains why we had to go back and forth. Now let's try another track. This is a very bass heavy track. I recommend starting with the punch knob. Then the turbo knob. Next the wide knob. You probably thought the song could not get more bassy, wider, or full. So here's before. Here's after. Now this song does not need to be loud necessarily, so messing with the loud knob isn't that mandatory for this track. So here's before. Let's go to the width and mono compatibility. Let's see if we can add some dimension in here too. Here's before. See how it brings life to the song? right? So I'm just showing you guys how, again, the analogy I use is like stepping into the song. It's like turning a light bulb on. It's like removing the sheet that's on your track, and it's like turning a demo into a full song, a radio ready song. Let's see what we can do with this one. Now this one's really low, so let's hit Auto Master. That sounds like a demo, so let's see what it sounds like after.
I wanna get to know you, but I wanna behave. I got a lot of new shorties and I've been on the way. But girl, all around the world, can you say alright? Can you say alright? Oh, no, hey, girl, what you wanna really say? What you saying? And alright, and alright, girl, today.
So that was a demo we did on a tutorial a while ago. Here's before. It's a little shiny on the percussion, but I like, it's not, doesn't hurt the ear shiny. And again, if you guys, we could either use the clean knob or we could use the EQ and turn down the brightness. So again, let's do it before. Here's before. Here's after. Before. So it just brings out that detail that makes every song shine. Now we're doing hip hop in this video because this video could be 2 hours long if I did every single genre. In different videos we'll cover other genres. Now we have a West Coast track. Now again, a lot of these are already mixed and mastered. So let's see if we can make this any better.
I just want some that fire, smoking on some that la la la. Cruising down the 4-5, I just want some that fire, smoking on some that la la la. Cruising down the 4-5.
Here's before.
I just want some that fire,
After.
smoking on some that la la la.
These are just from the 7 knobs, you guys.
Cruising down the 4-5, I just want some that fire, smoking on some that la la la. Cruising down the 4-5, I just want some that fire, smoking on some that la la la. Cruising down the 4-5, I just want some that fire, smoking on some that la la la. Cruising down the 4-5,
It's a little higher.
I just want some that fire, smoking on some that la la la.
Here's before.
Cruising down the 4-5, I just want some that fire, smoking on some that la la la.
Here's before. Here's after. So like I said, guys, we're stepping into the music. We're feeling the music. The music becomes alive. Here's another beat we did at a... Yeah, reset this. Let's actually put it on our preset. Here's before. just takes you into a different dimension. Telling you guys this preset is the one, and the main thing though is that you guys have got to understand the input volume going into that. So next we have, I think this track is already mastered, so I forget, I think the beat just sounds dope. I'm not sure how much mastering I put on it, so let's turn this way down. So I just turned this down 17 dB. That's what I said. You guys got to understand how much headroom you need. So here's before, and this is after I turned it down 17 dB. Sounds louder. Here's before. Before. Here's after. We can always pull back the brightness if the song's a little too bright. Here's before. So let's say the song is too just aggressive. We turn on the clean knob. And it just gets rid of that ringy mid section. And here's before, just to let you guys know where we started. It's after. And we're not even slamming the loudness either. So again, you guys can push the input. Let's see what happens if we push the input. Like, this is probably as loud as I want it. We don't want this beat to be too loud. Actually, it sounds way better turned down. Okay, here's before. Again, this track was already mixed and already mastered. We just made it even better. You can actually hear the sound stage. That's the cool part about this plugin. So again, this works on a lot of stuff, way deeper than hip hop. I just wanted to show you guys the new version 9 is now available. Go to busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. I'll leave a link below. And now we have different options for you guys. So again, in the download manager, you guys can start your free trial. It's a 7-day free trial. Once you log into your download manager, it will scan all the plugins on your account. So you guys can start a free trial. It's a 7-day free trial. We have different payment options for you guys. We have a 10 payment plan, which is more expensive technically than the one-time payment because we have to incentivize people who are going to pay one time. Okay, so there is that. And again, it's because of risk, because we're taking on a risk by allowing people to pay over time. So we get a little more on the back end if you guys go 10 payments, just letting you guys know that up front. And then the upfront payment of one time. And then we also have monthly subscription options for those who just want to, again, if you make content, just in and out type of people, or if you are at the studio every now and again, okay, you guys can just grab that monthly option, and you can cancel at any time. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Go to busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. Peace out, guys.